The FnRad Snowboard Podcast is presented by Vans. Season 7 of FnRad is sponsored by Wired Snowboards, the Boardroom Snowboard Shop, Anon Optics, Timebomb Trading, the Canadian distributor of Stance, Dragon, 32, and much more, and Tribute Board Shop in Nelson, BC. Wired Snowboards from Vancouver, BC make quality handmade snowboards and a variety of ready-to-ride production boards. And this year, Wired is proud to add to the pro team the most legendary Canadian snowboarder of all time and the leader of the Wildcats, Devin Walsh. Several friends have invested in the Wired Chase this week, which is a swallowtail powder machine that also rips groomers. The Chase is made from quality materials. Mine's lasted 3 seasons with multiple major crashes, contact with ice and rocks, and it still rides like $1,000,000. Any day I'm riding my Chase, I know it's going to be good, and my back leg fatigue is going to be 0. The Chase comes in 5 sizes. I chose the 62, and I swear to God, it changed the way I rode powder. Get a Wired snowboard from your local snowboard dealer, or if they don't carry them, tell them they should, and you can order a custom graphic hand-built board at wiredsnowboards.com. Support also comes from Grouse Mountain, Mount Seymour, New Greens, the superfood drink, Volcom Outerwear, Intuition Liners, and GoPro. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. An extra special thanks to Grouse for working extra this week, keeping the mountain open in this series of excellent winter storms. Dowd was a top-tier professional snowboarder from the late 80s who continued to crush it into the 2000s, competing in Boardercross at the X Games for several years in his later career. I knew mostly about Dave's early days with multiple shots in early Transworld and Snowboarder mags, some of which are in crazy neon, and at least 2 of which feature a hard boot up front and a soft boot in the back. Dave's still snowboarding in Colorado, where he invited me into his home for a conversation about snowboarding, and then the best breakfast of my entire road trip. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
It's getting cooked right now.
Nice, nice.
Just cutting up some veggies and taters, some sausage.
Nice. Perfect. I'm sitting in the backyard of Dave Dowd. I'm so stoked that I tracked you down. I don't know if Kurt Heining was just being protective of you or if he really doesn't know where you're at. Because I saw a picture of you two together at Hood. Probably post this new Kemper thing with Jib Hunt, right?
Yeah, that was like the 30th anniversary of the camps up in Mount Hood. They had a big party, and now I've got long hair and he's got short hair. And it wasn't the other way 20 years ago.
He was always that guy I hear with the mustache and the...
Yeah, he's got a lot of days up there at Hood, I tell you that.
What was your first exposure to snowboarding?
Oh, heck, when I was like 5 years old, we had a old Sherman Poppin Snurfer. And
sick.
So we rode that around a bunch, and that was before I was even really skating.
Wow. So you actually snowboarded before you skated. Holy shit.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
Incredible. Yeah. It
wasn't really riding. It was just falling around because I was a little kid. But hey.
Yeah. Is there like a toboggan hill or some kind of
and then
golf course or
over
something
here, Chautauqua. It's like a national historic spot right below the Flatirons.
Yeah.
There's always people sledding there. I mean, we don't have any snow right now, but
yeah.
But I used to ride up there, hike up, and run over rocks and logs and stuff before the jib scene even was thought of.
Oh my God, that's epic. That's amazing. So yeah, what's the first real snowboard you get after that? It's got to be a bit of a gap in between.
We went to the Winter Sticks, and then we got on the Sims FEs back in the day. The little rocker, when rocker was rocker.
Yeah.
and they actually had swallowtails.
Yeah, those were pretty good boards.
No edges,
eh?
no high backs.
Holy shit.
We'd be up on Berthoud Pass, Loveland Pass, riding. Just hitchhiking. It was all about POW. I mean, it still is all about POW.
Sick, dude. Sick. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, so who are you riding with in those Sims days?
I was riding with Pappas Brothers and Kevin Delaney.
Nice.
People, just the local crew from back then,
Yeah.
Wendell.
Oh, nice.
Some boys in Denver, Tom Lacrosse and Butchie Mendel and Mike Trotman. They were all up there. They had their own brand of board back then.
Really? What was that?
UPS or USP? I can't remember anymore. UCB, I think it was.
Yeah, so these are all boards that are made basically like skateboards, like vertically laminated.
Yeah.
Swallowtails.
Yeah.
You know.
No edges.
No edges, made up bindings. Do you blow those bindings out a lot? It looked like those, like water ski style kick-in bindings would have probably tore up a bunch.
Yeah, it was just rubber, elastic, Velcro, whatever, to hold it on. And, you know, we weren't riding any hard pack, so
Yeah.
it was no big deal.
Yeah. Where's the first place that you ride a chairlift? And you, like, what era board is that?
Still like the Sims, early Sims boards.
Yep.
Up at Berthoud Pass was the first area. They don't even have lifts now, but there was the first area
Oh, wow.
to have lift-served snowboarding.
Shit, really?
It was amazing. It was like you buy this little card, Ski America card or something for $5, and you go up there and give them 10, and you got a season pass.
What?
It was only open on the weekends,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so the snow would usually blow in because it's so windy up high in Colorado. So
Yeah.
it was more powder.
That's amazing. Yeah, like wind power, like every day, like basically 3 days a week you're going up there,
Yeah.
fresh tracks.
Yeah,
Fuck, that's amazing.
it was good. And you ride right off the side of the top of the pass and just hitchhike back up or shuttle.
Yeah.
It's still super popular off the passes. Just
Yeah.
hike and shuttle. It's free.
Yeah, I was looking at Loveland. I mean, I hiked up a little bit, but I'm from sea level, man. Like,
That's 12,000 feet.
I can barely breathe up there. Like every couple of steps, I'm getting like my heart is thumping in my head. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's still hard. I mean, I used to be in pretty good shape, but you make quick time out of things. But
Yeah.
you know, you get like 20 steps, you stop and take a view of the scenery and do it again.
Breck becomes kind of the center of the scene after the Worlds are held there, right? Like I know everybody moved here that was pro. You just said that at the first Worlds there's 300 registered people.
Yeah, it was crazy. There's so many. It took forever to just run an event.
Yeah, of course it did, right?
Yeah, and then everybody started showing at Breck because they were like the big ski area that opened. You know, Berthoud Pass was just a smaller
Yeah.
resort.
Yeah. I think one of my very first episodes is with Farmer, and he says Arapahoe Basin they opened the lifts, but you had to have full release bindings, which didn't exist. So he made those, and he was like one of two people that got to ride the chairlifts that season at that place.
Yeah, there was some crazy laws back in the day. You know, everybody had leashes and. You know, the bindings don't release, so that's just the way it is.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
If you release your front foot, you're going to break your back leg, you know?
Yep.
Farmer's a crazy cat, for sure.
Yeah, did you ride with him when he was up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the guy, yeah. We've ridden some days, for sure, all over.
He's hungry, hey? He's all about it. I was looking at some of those lines around A Basin, and I'm thinking, you guys must hike up those Avi chutes and just... you know, like bag them when they're good, right?
Yeah, springtime after most of it slides, but you go right off the top of the pass. It's 12,000 feet, and you're not climbing that high from there. So go way out. I got engaged to my wife at 13,200 feet on top of this thing called Dave's Wave.
Nice.
It wasn't named after me or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
You know, at that height, you know, how can you say no?
Yeah, that's that's maybe entrapment, man.
It worked.
Yeah, dude. So, what's the first sponsorship setup? Like, who, and how does it come about?
Really, it was after the first Worlds at Breck in '86. Mm-hmm. Thompson started handing out boards, and I got on the team there. So that was like the first thing, and
Sick.
then it went on to a couple other companies and into some, you know, build-ups into the clothing companies and the sunglasses sponsors, and then
I Spy, or what was that one? I Ski?
I Ski, yeah. It's a bad name for snowboarding, but
Oh yeah, I never even thought of it. I'm sure I thought of it back in the day, but yeah.
they were connected through the Kemper deal.
Oh, okay, that makes
At
sense.
one point I was riding the Sun Ice.
Yep.
And I Ski stuff. It was all kind of blocked in with the Kemper deal.
How does that deal come around? Because like the Sims deal is a handshake, right? Like, here's a Sims board, ride it, go do your thing.
Yeah, that was the early stuff. Yeah, and then some people held on or stayed on with Sims.
Oh yeah.
But I had a few other things going on. I had like this little shop in Boulder. We used to make boards and skateboards and snowboards.
Wow.
Before the aggression stuff, it was Naked.
I remember Naked.
Yeah.
A picture of the guy naked on the board. Who was that?
Oh yeah, that was Bob.
Nice.
Bob, he's still around.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, so you guys were making Naked out of here, skateboards, like longboards. Like
Yeah, skateboards, freeboards,
yeah,
pipe boards. I mean, there weren't too many parks then, but
yeah,
it was good. And then moved on to a couple other things, and then back to when the aggression stuff started in Boulder. I just couldn't be any better. Go make your own boards and
go
break them and come back and
tweak
fix
them.
what,
Yeah.
fix it so it doesn't break.
Yeah, that's super sick. So you must have done pretty good at the Worlds, like a couple years in a row, right?
Yeah, I got the first one I got 4th in the half pipe.
Oh damn!
So I was stoked. It was like Kidwell and Palmer and Craig Kelly, and then I squeaked in there. So
oh, that's
got some
royalty right there, man.
Got some got noticed a little bit after that.
Yeah. Was that the Salter thing? Did he do the thing with you that he did with George? Like, you're my boy, you're on my team.
Yeah, I went to Europe with this company called Crazy Banana.
Harry Guns.
Harry, yeah,
and
awesome guy.
Paul Gruber.
Paulie Gruber, yeah, Mr. Air. Yeah.
Paul Gruber, the European Craig Kelly. I've ridden with him. That dude is styly, man.
Yeah.
That
was a long time ago, but
yeah.
And then that kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
So I went, then I was, it's almost season time, so I went and got a spot on the Kemper crew.
Yeah. Probably through George more than the Jamie thing, hey?
Yeah, George just got on with them, and he's like, just send him a resume and see what happens.
Yeah, dope. That's epic. Yeah, that whole Kemper story. I mean, like I said, I just couldn't believe that Jamie could have pulled it off, or even had like any kind of part of designing snowboards, because he doesn't know anything about snowboards.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that stuff, but I know Dave Kemper made some boards early, and then you get a couple guys with a bunch of loot together, you can make a company.
That's the idea. What an iconic team, dude. Like, that team you were part of was, I mean, we all wanted Kempers. Where I was from, getting a Kemper was a big deal.
Those boards were strong.
Yeah, the Kevlar, you couldn't break them, man.
We used to beat them up pretty good.
How did you keep your bindings on? Did you do what we did by the end? I can remember having probably 20 wood screws per fucking binding.
Yeah, just as many as you can get in there. It's crazy, that aluminum plate stuff. It didn't work for anybody, really.
No, of course not. Yeah, Dan Donnelly's, what was it, XTC? Yeah,
XTC,
yeah. That board would have been, like, you could still ride that today.
THC.
Was it the THC?
Totally hardcore.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think they got to the XTC part.
Yeah, that board is still a current shape, but because of those aluminum plates, you'd either have to T-bolt it, which is going to break, or, like, there's no way to put a binding on it.
Not really.
Yeah.
I think those guys had fiberglass retention, like some of the ski companies. And
it's just nothing.
Yeah, I remember people pulling out of those for sure.
Yeah, I can remember pulling my bindings out of, I don't know what board it would have been. Oh, my Avalanche. I had an Avalanche kick. And just, you'd have your bindings still on your boots. You know, they'd be like around. Cleats with the screws sticking out the bottom. Unreal, man. So, you did some trips outside of Colorado. How does that come about? How do you get on the Crazy Banana team? That's
Crazy
nuts.
Banana. They had somebody was at the Worlds in '86. Can't remember who it was, and they're like, "Here, give us a call. Whatever. We need an American rider." So they sent me over there I was there for like 3 weeks, designing boards and making boards and riding, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
When they say, here's your car and here's your places you can eat and here's your credit card and all that.
Wow.
So
That
Lot
and
of fun.
that's directly because of the fourth place at. I mean,
Pretty much.
look at those dudes like Kidwell, Palmer, Craig. Like, holy shit, Dowd. There you go.
Yeah, I did a bunch of other stuff, not just pipe, but I think that helped, get on the all-around type of stuff,
Totally. Yeah, that was the
snowboard
time.
racing used to mean something, but now it's kind of silly.
I don't even know if they still do it. Is it still a part of the Olympics?
Yeah, on the Olympic level, and
Yeah.
I mean, you won't see any races around.
Yeah.
Amateur championships, they hold up in Copper these days. There's a bunch of racers then, but
Yeah.
you don't see people with hard boots anymore.
What was
Very
it?
few.
How did you come up with the front foot hard boot, back foot tweaky boot?
It was just more stability. The hard boots, you can lay carves in ice, so I figured I'd put some power down in the front and be flexy in the back.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of it the other day. I just got into the social media the other day on the Instagram, and somebody posted that one of those shots, and it said, "Business up front, party in the back."
There you go. Yeah, that's sick. Had you seen anyone else doing it, or was that kind of just a brainchild of yourself?
It was just something I came up with.
Yeah,
And
sick.
Yeah, you find a goofy-footed rider, same shoe size, and you swap shoes and split the
says
cost.
that you got bigger feet than him, so he was stuck in these boots that didn't really fit up front. That's nuts, man. It caught my attention for sure in the magazines. Like, whoa, what is he doing? I had hard boots, man. I had hard boots. I had ski boots that I just put felt liners in or something. Oh no, it went the other way. You took the ski boot liners out and put them in your Sorels.
Yeah, and then duct tape them.
And duct tape them, yeah. But I mean, I got snowboard boots pretty early on after that. But those, I mean, you get on a hard boot setup, you understand what's going on. All of a sudden, you understand why the boards have side cut. Before that, you're just fishtailing around.
Why the skiers are ripping so fast beside you and making turns.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they're putting power through the plastic.
yeah, yeah, man. Ah, that's sick. So, what was your favorite? I guess your favorite company's Aggression because it's right here from Colorado. Huh?
Yeah, it's totally local.
Yeah.
I was in that from the beginning of the Aggression stuff.
Yeah.
It was basically in the same factory as the Naked Board stuff. So everybody was working together and trying to get stuff that would work and hold together. But you could go make a board and then run up the hill to a little ski area up here, Lake Eldora, and ride it for a while and come back and try and work some more prototypes and
Tweak it out.
yeah, it's awesome with the company right there.
Yeah, there's such a tight knit crew of Colorado dudes, and it's also the Colorado skate scene. Was blowing up in the 70s, and I don't know about the 80s, 70s. It's like you guys had the like crazy downhill thing on lock.
Yeah, there's still some downhill racing going on.
Yeah,
Skating,
Yeah.
longboard style.
yeah,
There used to be a huge, there's a couple skate parks in town right now, but there used to be this one that had, back in days when it was huge swimming pools and snake runs and stuff.
rad.
That was pretty busy.
Yeah, yeah,
And, they charged you. But now all the parks are free, it seems,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Awesome.
yeah. That is super sick, huh? You still skate? I can see your skate leaning against the door right there.
Yeah, it's longboard we use up in the mountains and some bike paths.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Can't tell you where.
Have you done pump track stuff? Have you tried that?
Sure.
It's fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
they
that's
got
mostly what I do now.
some stuff, a couple tracks like that in Boulder, and they got some spots where you're welcome just to bring stuff, rails, and just lay down, and
Cool.
big concrete slab from this old building, and it's just like a self freeform park,
Yeah,
Really good.
that's super fun. So yeah, I'm thinking about those crazy banana days. Like, how does that end? Like, were you just in proximity to better boards, or because those boards weren't bad?
No, they're not bad. They had all kinds of race stuff.
Yeah.
It was
Did you get grief for riding Crazy Banana?
no,
No.
people. The name is weird, but the board quality was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
with some pretty funky clothes. And
Oh yeah, the crazy banana gear.
at one point, they had 1 million hot Euro riders on their team. They had a huge team.
Well, they're big. Harry. Even when they did Radical Airline, they were doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rayto Lamb, was Rayto on the team?
Rayto was there. I got an old video with Rayto and Paulie and me and Harry and a couple of guys, whatever. It's called Rocket, Crazy Banana movie.
Really? I got to check it
Got
out.
some shots jumping out of the helicopter. And
What?
was fun.
Those guys had budget?
they seemed to. I mean, they had a big old factory and a big old shop and all that. But when I got back from hanging out with those guys in Europe, and then there was like no communication. So I was like,
Oh,
and there was no money flows. And then
yeah.
my brother-in-law was a lawyer, so I had him draft up a little null and void thing and sent him to him. I didn't hear the word. So then I went and jumped on Kemper.
Interesting. Yeah, because Kemper was paying people,
Yeah.
like monthly, paying rents and stuff. Like,
Yeah, we had a house for a few years in Frisco, in Colorado, by Breck. And I was living up there with George Pappas 1 year. And then I was up there with Hetzel a couple years. And, when contest time came around, they just loaded the team up into the house. But the rest of the time, we had to have that place for ourselves.
oh, sick. Did you travel with the team during those notorious like party years kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Martin Gallant?
Yeah, I know Martin.
Yeah, he's been on the show. That dude's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And
We were at this swimming hole in Oregon one time with a bunch of crazy Canadians and down by Hood River, and they wanted to start a fire because we were camping. It's like, you can't do that. You can't have a fire. And then they start this fire. Somebody calls it in. The fire guy's like, you hear that? That's the alarm. I'm like, whatever. It was the night of 100 beers or something. And these guys come down with water on their backs, on these volunteer fire department guys, the hoses, and they're all, Ghostbusters. So that was pretty crazy. Big swimming hole.
nice.
There's a 100-footer drop spots.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's just random craziness, right? Like guns and stuff. I think that that Martin was saying that Hetzel just bought him a gun. Like, here you go, Martin.
I'm not sure about that.
Now we've got guns.
I know how Martin learned English, though.
How's that?
He said, I learned English from with attitude coming across Canada. So you learned English from a rap group, huh?
Yeah. What a nut, dude.
He is. I'd like to see him.
Yeah. You know what? He's done really well for himself. He was up in the Squamish Valley. Now he's out in Tofino. And he's somewhere tropical a lot of the time, too. He surfs a lot. That's his deal.
Nice.
Yeah. Who else was on that team? Did Salaz come and tour with you guys?
He was doing it for a while.
Yeah.
It was like
The Bassages.
the original thing, yeah.
Jeff
Tina
and
and
Joe.
Mike, and
Yeah.
you get JD and Joe
Oh,
Curtis.
yeah.
And I don't know, I'm forgetting a bunch of people, sorry, but hey,
Yeah.
it was fun. It was real fun.
What era do you go back to aggression? Like, so did you ride those boards like I guess Tom Burt got on there at some point too, probably 93, 94 or something like that.
On to the Kemper?
On to Kemper, yeah. Were you
that was
still
a little
there?
later. No.
No. So you were going by.
I was out in, I don't know what year it was, 90 probably,
Okay.
91.
Yeah.
They were doing some other team thing. They cut it down to just like 4 or 5 people.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody else got the shaft.
And you went back to aggression at that point?
Yeah.
Were you still competing and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was competing. My last real competition was in the X Games in 2004 or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that you had an X Games profile.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote that one up, but I was in the finals like every year, and they had me like 42nd place. There's not even 42nd people in it.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. So you competed all the way through to the 2000s?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I was 39 in the X Games.
That's crazy. So do you go to the very first X Games?
I didn't make the first one,
Okay.
but the next ones I was in.
So how are you making these? Like, how do you qualify for X Games? Like, what other contests scene are
Back
you doing?
then, it was like if you made it in the top 12, which is semifinals, whatever, because then you ran 6 people used to go to time,
Yeah.
and if you were in that, you were qualified for the next year. So it just kept going on and on.
So it's Boardercross, like pre-Seth Westcott Boardercross.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
Seth was in it.
And then post, like as he got into it too.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was in it in like the second or third ones in Crested Butte.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a fucking scene, hey?
Yeah.
Palmer was in it. What other guys from your era made it through to the Boardercross competitions? Like, who else would have been there? Like
The old dogs.
Kevin Delaney or any of those guys?
Delaney didn't really do Boardercross stuff, and Wendell did a few of them.
Did he? Yeah.
It was really, De Palm kind of took it over and
Yeah.
crushed everybody. But
Did you ride for Palmer ever? Did you get on that team?
I rode a Palmer model one day when I got 86 from Kemper.
Yeah.
We were all sitting around, a few of his Kemper riders up there, and I think Hetzel told me, yeah, it's over for Kemper. I think they cut everybody. I was like, what? I didn't hear nothing. Then I heard something. Then I went and got a demo board from the Wendell's camp and
Yeah.
rode a Palmer board for a while.
Yeah.
It was a Sims board, but it was Palmer model.
Yeah, like the clown.
Yeah.
That's a badass board. It was a good board for the time too. Probably still be a good board.
Yeah, the old boards are good.
Yeah, they were made in Italy.
Technology.
Yeah.
They're really reaching for shapes now,
Oh yeah.
Shapes are old. Everything's back to where it was,
Yeah, when I talked to Tom Bird about the new trend was taper. He's like, new trend.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many things. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope that you competed all the way through. I didn't know that, man. Sorry, I don't know your whole career.
That's all right. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot besides the X Games for the last few years of competing, because
Yeah.
I didn't have the funds to go around everywhere, whatever.
Yeah. It's got expensive.
I was getting old, and the freestylers are, super young.
Oh, yeah, big time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Boardercross guys, like, fucking Seth is fast, eh?
Yeah.
Palmer's fast, really insanely fast.
Yeah, I was coaching this guy, Nate Holland, for a while.
Oh, I've had Nate on the show. I love Nate.
I saw that. And
He's
then,
crazy, dude.
And then it was like, I was coaching some guys, had a little group going, and then, when you get picked up by the U.S. team, then you lose your riders, basically.
So you were coaching, and then once they get, you coached yourself out of a job kind of thing?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Just got to get younger kids, but then, I don't know. It just wasn't working for me anymore, so
Was that
kind of get out of that.
Was that your full-time gig?
It was for a while.
Yeah.
I had a big box van. I was selling ad space on the side of it for like $6,000 for a 3x3 spot.
Sick.
And you'd go to these events, and you pop up the tent, and you rep some of their products, and I would have all my racing gear and coaching stuff, how to start gate and all that in there.
Oh, wow. Entrepreneur over here.
It was a big billboard.
Yeah. That's rad. That's a really, really
Yeah.
good way to do it.
You could still do that. Anybody could still do that, I tried to help a few people out into that type of program, but who knows? People do whatever they want.
You got to have your hustle, man. A lot of people say they want to do stuff. I get people reaching out all the time saying, I want to do a podcast. I'm like, yeah, well, if you really wanted to, you'd just do it.
Yeah. Make a move.
Yeah, there's not a lot of barrier to entry to doing one, man. You get a couple of mics.
Yeah, this
you
is a great
record it,
setup.
and you just throw it on the internet, and now you've got a podcast. It's been so fun for me, like, getting to go back in time, because I don't know about you, but myself, everything was so next year. You're looking for what's next year's board going to be, who's the next year's movie or whatever. I didn't start looking back until 7 years ago when I started doing this, and then I was like, holy shit, we got a lot of history here that we gotta.
Yeah, golden age. Everybody's into it. I mean,
Yeah.
see some of those old shots, and people are just like, yeah, take me back to the 90s. And I'd like to go back to the 90s.
Yeah.
I was traveling all over. So.
Where was the best spot that you ended up traveling? Where was your favorite trip?
Oh, I don't know. It's been a bunch. We did one with the Snowboard mag down in Chile back in the day.
Brad.
I was on a Kemper. There was a handful of people. We were down there. Wendell, Dan Donnelly was there.
Sick.
And Dave Alden, a few others. It was good.
Yeah.
And we got treated like royalty, you know. It was awesome.
That's the best.
All the ski racers that were there were eating downstairs, and we were eating upstairs with all the Richies.
Dan Donnelly, I've ridden with him at Baker. What a solid individual. Great
It's been
style.
a long time since I've seen Dan.
Really good style, really nice person. Incredible rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do some time at Baker? Baker's just this insane spot.
Not a whole lot. I did the bank slalom a couple times, but
yeah.
I never had any luck with it.
Really?
I don't know. I got in the top 10 one time, but
Yeah.
another time it was the year with the 1,100 inches of snow,
Oh, I remember that year.
and
Yeah.
it was
99.
dumping out,
Yeah.
and the mountain's closed, but they open up the lift to do the race, and you can't even see the first gate. I haven't even made a run. They're like 5 seconds. It's like I think I'll just do a power run.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it rained 40 days and 40 nights. It snowed 40 days and 40 nights, like biblical
That's crazy.
snowfall. That was like
It was wet
raddest year.
glacier. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and then the Shando burnt down that night. It was like bank slalom, then Broncos were in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and then the bar burned down that night.
Holy shit.
It was crazy.
That is crazy.
There weren't any Broncos fans up there, so I had to leave quick because I thought they maybe had, they think I burned it down.
Yeah, right. Holy shit. Holy shit. I just had so. Oh, yeah. Kurt Heine asked about a movie, 35 millimeter movie. He thinks you were in it. Snowboard Meltdown?
Snowboard Meltdown, yeah.
What the hell is that?
It was some local thing here. This guy had a shop, King of the Mountain, I think it was, in Boulder, and they just got some people together. Steve Link was in it.
Sick.
Pappas Brothers, Tom Lacrosse, who's in with one of the big shops in Denver. And it was basically filmed with like buttermilk and Berthoud Pass. Tom Sims is in it. A bunch of old local dudes.
Wow.
It's pretty funny. A lot of crashing and a lot of flailing around.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun.
No real turning, just side sliping the board.
That's epic. Did you ride with Tom a bit, like at events and things?
Sometimes, a little bit. I actually rode with Jake Burton more than I rode with Tom Sims, but
How did that happen? Like,
just hanging out, going to the U.S. Open, and I don't know, just came together, you know.
Yeah.
I knew a bunch of the Burton riders and ended up riding in a group with those guys, and then just random times, you know. I was back there a bunch of times. U.S. Open in Vermont. It was good times.
yeah, yeah. Who were the Burton riders that you were close with?
Oh, the Coughlin brothers and Heingartner, and you know, they had a whole pack of those guys down there, and
Yeah.
there was always a party at the Hayes brothers' house during the U.S. Open, you know, 'cause they're on the mountain.
Yeah. Ah, that's
Good
awesome.
times.
Yeah, Jake kept that tradition going at his own place, huh?
Parties?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a couple parties at his place. The one down in Burlington.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I just got to interview Donna this year. It was my first time in Burlington. I mean, we've been to Vermont before. Where was the B-side? And who ran that? Do you remember?
Not sure. B-side was in Burlington, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the Boardroom was there, which was Andy Coughlin's shop.
That was Andy's place. I wasn't sure whether it was a Boardroom or a B-side.
Andy's daughter goes to school at CU. Right
Really?
down the street here.
Ah, no way. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I'm trying to get him on the show, too. I think he's in California right now. Isn't he? Or is he...
I think he's in Utah.
Oh, shit. I'm going to Utah right now.
Yeah, I think he works in Park City, coaching.
Oh, does he?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while. But
Yeah.
hope to get out that way if it ever snows.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to snow next week, but not a ton. Yeah, not enough. Yeah.
They're getting a foot in Mauna Kea, though.
That's super weird, hey?
Blizzard.
You know what, though? Mauna Kea is really tall. So it's not like Honolulu's getting a foot.
No,
It's like
nobody's. They're
yeah.
getting rain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the news is going crazy about it, right? And everybody, well, not everybody. I've heard it from a bunch of people that they're getting snow in Hawaii and we're not getting it. It's dry everywhere else.
Pineapple Express, hopefully.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see.
We've had some snow up in BC. It's crazy traveling around. Like, what happens to you when you go to like sea level? Nothing. Like, altitude sickness is a real deal, man.
Yeah, I see people.
I gotta drink water every minute.
Yeah, you up on Loveland Pass and you see the guy with the family with a rental car, and they just got out of the plane, they got in the car, they go to Loveland Pass and opened the door and started to run around, and all of a sudden kids puking or they got a bloody nose or something. And
yeah,
it takes a little time for sure.
What's the top of Loveland Pass? 15,000 feet?
No, it's 12.
12,000 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Whistler plus 1,000 feet or whatever. Like, it's up there.
Yeah.
And it's dry out here.
Colorado only goes to the mid-14s as far as the highest.
Yeah. Was there a time in your snowboarding where you were bagging peaks and stuff like that, like caring about like first ascents out here on snowboards and shit?
Not really. I mean, I'm sure I've done some things before other people, but
yeah,
just because of the timing of me being in the sport. But
yeah,
it was really just getting laps, like before the ski areas, getting laps on Loveland Pass or Berthoud Pass, and then we hiked all those peaks around there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very.
Do something after the first, the morning. You get easy hitchhiking because you're there before the traffic going to A Basin or something, and then in the middle of the day it's a little slow. So
yeah,
and you got afternoon, you go on the other side of the pass when the cars come back.
Right. That's super sick. Right on, man. Let's talk Nate Holland, because I love that guy. Seth and I talked about him off mic after. I just randomly asked him, like, Seth, I interviewed this guy, Nate Holland from California, and he was a crazy Boardercross guy, and then he just lit up. He was like, oh, yeah. So you would have known Nate when he was young? Was he like freestyle Nate, and then he's getting into Boardercross?
It was more when he was starting to get into some Boardercross stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was from Idaho, actually, and then he moved down to Tahoe, and I ran into him there. And we did some stuff there.
Yeah.
We did some training for a while, and then, he's on the U.S. team, and then he won 8 X Games in a row.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, I was like, you don't need to tell the guy what to do anymore, So,
you coached him too good.
For a little bit.
You're going to have to race against him at the bank slalom at some point, I guess.
I'd love to get up there.
Yeah.
Even like to go to that Tom Sims retro event.
I have to go down to that and check that out. That would be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good dudes at that.
I hear Broach and Palmer are just still lighting it up in the half pipe. And
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Skaters. Still skaters,
Did you skate vert like Hetzel and those guys?
I was never that good like those guys did,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Salaz. When Salaz was on the team,
that was crazy.
Yeah, what's the vibe with the team? Like, you guys just go ride places together as a posse?
Back in the Kemper team, it was me and Hetz rode pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Because we were like the Colorado guys. And then you had your Oregon guys like JD and Kurt and Tahoe people, so whenever we were together, we'd ride, or wherever there was a contest, there's usually a Kemper spot to crash or whatever. So
yeah,
it was good, but we didn't all ride together all the time. So everybody's from different spots.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
It was good though. Kemper was good for a while.
Yeah.
If you could get out of the pink outfit and get yourself a black outfit or a white outfit or something.
Yeah, those Sun Ice
Dayglow fern plants.
Yeah, with flower prints. I got one. I just bought one off eBay or something. It's such a thin shell, like that pullover.
Yeah.
It's like purple and gold and green and gray.
I think I left my last one hanging at Stevie Hayes' front door
Yeah.
And this is like my last show for Kemper.
Yeah. You're like,
You can have it.
who did you ride for after, outerwear wise? Did you get a outerwear sponsor?
We did. Yeah, there were a few. I mean, in the beginning, I was doing this wave rave stuff.
Oh yeah, Steve Klassen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in it at that point, though. There was a shop in Boulder, a wave rave shop before that.
That's where wave rave started.
Yeah, up by the college here.
Yeah.
Then I did some stuff for FA,
Oh yeah.
and which they did the swag stuff too.
Yep.
Then I did some stuff for Tommy Hilfiger.
Come on, you serious? That's
It
awesome.
was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it technical outerwear? Like it was good, like high end stuff.
Yeah, it was nice, and they had deep pockets, so it worked pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's badass.
And then they got out of it. I mean, they're still doing stuff, but I don't think they have athletes anymore or anything.
Yeah, almost nobody does.
Yeah.
You know, like the athlete program that you guys had, it didn't continue.
Well, there's no. I couldn't even tell you if there's an actual snowboard publication out there right now, because that was the thing when they're 100 pages thick and they're crammed with ads to sell.
Yeah.
But, you know, print's gone by the wayside pretty much.
We got two up in Canada, King Snow and Snowboard Canada, still going. It's fun, man. It's fun to get a magazine and leaf through it,
Sure.
right? Like compared to this digital media, you really just got on Instagram like the last couple of days, kind of thing, or last year or something.
Like 2 weeks ago or something. Chris Pappas sent me a message and he's like, I don't even know I had pictures on Instagram.
Right.
And he said, Bud Fawcett just posted this picture of you at Mount Hood in '95. But some people don't think it's you, including me. So I said, okay, I'll look at it. It wasn't me, but it looked like me, kind of, you know, wearing shorts on the glacier.
I looked at it this morning. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not me, though.
No, but it's because the aggression
Yeah.
board got everybody excited about, because you rode that board that year at that pipe.
Yeah, I got one in the garage.
Yeah, sick. So the aggression stuff, I remember mostly that hype around Tarquin Robbins shotgun board.
Yeah.
Like that's the era of aggression that I remember. But there's a couple of twin boards in there.
They had all kinds of stuff going on.
Of course they did.
Asymmetrical this way, symmetrical that way. It was all the trend at that time, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah. They must not have had great distribution in Canada. Like, I didn't see them around.
Not really.
Yeah.
The company was kind of floundering around most of the time, but
Who
was
is
great
it? It's
because-
Matt Nipper, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He started it. He had some boards when he moved to Boulder, and ran into him out at the naked shop, and he was gonna make boards, so started making boards. There are a lot of issues. I mean, it's hard to tool up and get everything going, and
Oh yeah. Of course it is.
especially then, because nobody,
Yeah.
presses and whatever, hot oil and all kinds of weird stuff. Then now it's a little different.
Yeah. I get my boards from Wired up in Vancouver. It's Rob Dow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah. So Rob's pressing boards. He's got Devin Walsh on the team now, which is
Cool.
sick. And he's figured it out. He was with Never and Option, right?
Uh-huh.
So they always made solid boards.
Yeah.
He knows how to build a board. It's pretty sick. And then
Yeah.
I was just down in San Diego, and I toured Capital L Manufacturing, which is Ernie DeLost. And holy shit, seeing the stuff that he's got there too, like just old. He made all those old Lamar boards, and
Yeah, I saw Ernie and Chuck Barfoot a couple years back at the trade show in Denver.
yeah, those
It
guys
was all
are
cool.
those
Great.
guys are the guys.
Yeah.
Like they're like the cut from the same cloth or something. Ernie and Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because Chuck and Tom were like best friends growing up. And Steve
Yeah.
Link was babysat by Tom Sims somehow.
Yeah.
That is one of the weirdest coincidences in snowboarding, I think.
Yeah. Because it's Steve is from Michigan or something like that, and
Yeah.
then he was out here, you know, James Bond in it and all that. And
Yeah.
he had his company there below the dam, Summit Boards,
Yeah.
making boards. That was a cool company. That was good, but
Yeah, I asked Farmer about
wasn't
that.
the best
I'm like, Farmer,
business. But
yeah. I'm like, Farmer, you're riding a Summit when you're on the K2 team. You don't think they were kind of pissed about that? Because I think he got like a cover or something on a Summit. He's like,
I can't
no.
remember. I know Steve did.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did Steve get the Summit cover?
Yeah.
He was making those super long boards and just charging, huh?
Yeah.
He's around somewhere in Colorado right now, I think.
Probably. I tried to get him to come longboarding
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, or a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He was up doing something, welding some pipes at Copper for the snowmaking or something crazy. So
Yeah.
he's around.
Yeah. I'd love to track that guy down. Probably stories for days, huh?
Yeah.
Do you remember the 007 James Bond shit?
Oh, yeah.
How did that go down? Do you have any idea how that went down? Was that around here or was that California or
I have no
something?
idea where it was filmed.
Yeah.
But that was just part of the gig where he wrecks his snowmobile, and then it must have been in California somewhere because that's where Sims was. And then he got a hold of Tom, and Tom and
Yeah.
him did a couple parts in it. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. Regis Rowland doing his stuff too at that time with the...
Apocalypse Snow.
Oh my
those
God.
movies.
I go back and watch
Crazy.
them. They're so nuts.
Yeah.
He's dropping legit cliffs. There's explosions everywhere.
Yeah, on a long old surfboard, long old split tail, whatever. you
Yeah.
know.
The yellow base one he made himself. He got a winter stick and then he snapped it. So he just traced it and painted it
Yeah.
yellow with paint, house paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knew that guy a little bit. Regis.
Yeah.
They hang out a little bit. They were doing Apocalypse Snow. I think Jack and Andy Coughlin were riding for him for a while.
Kidwell got on there too.
Yeah, Kidwell did.
Jimmy Scott.
Yeah.
Remember that Jimmy Scott board? That's when those Asen boards were. That yellow Jimmy Scott was a sick board, man.
Yeah, he did a bunch of different stuff as well.
Yeah.
Ice Age and
Oh, yeah.
Lamar. I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
It's tough to keep one sponsor. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody. I don't know anybody that really did.
Yeah, I mean, other than Terrier, and now he's off.
I heard some rumor like that, but
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you're not on Instagram, then you're just gonna hear it from your buddies when you're sitting having a beer, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Pat Abramson, Pat A. He
Oh,
lives
yeah.
right up the street.
I've had him on the show.
He lives in the corner.
So he
Last house in the corner up
he
here.
drives from here to the bank slalom with his dad in the RV.
I imagine so.
Yeah, man. I interviewed him in his RV. It'd be cool. I'll go knock on his door and say, hey. Just,
I don't know if he's there, but it's the last house. If you're going back out here, last house on the left.
oh, that's so sick. I didn't know he was a Colorado boy.
He was in Michigan, and he moved out with Rayberg and all the snow skaters from back in the day,
right,
you know,
right.
when they all infiltrated Breckenridge.
Yeah,
And then he went up in the Northwest, and
yeah.
now he's down here. He's been in Boulder for 10 years or so, hanging out, and
Very sick. Very, very sick.
his parents live here now.
Yeah.
They actually lived here before that.
Oh, that makes sense.
They lived up by Breckenridge,
Yeah.
and then they moved down here to get out of the snow, and then he's my neighbor now.
That's so sick, dude. Who do you ride with these days? Like, who's your
I usually
go-to?
ride by myself because
Yeah,
it's just
me
easier to get together. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
next to the ski area or anything, so there's not a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
So
Do you buy a pass somewhere? You get one of those epic passes or something?
I got an Icon pass.
Yeah, so those two things go against each other, I guess, right? Like they're the two.
I'm not a big Vail Associates fan. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Which pretty much owns the Epic Pass stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the politics behind it, but I do
Well,
know
it's
that it's
business. You can't survive by yourself, so you got to team up. So
Yeah.
they're getting all these ski areas to team up so they can share the money. It gets passed around.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they all picked who they're going to be.
Right.
I just know it's cheaper than it ever was, you know? It's like $1,000 for unlimited pass. I can go to 40 ski areas, you know? Back in the day, like Vail used to be in the late 80s, whatever, it was $1,500.
Wow.
Just for a Vail pass.
For one
no
spot.
place else, yeah.
You couldn't. Vail held out for a long time too. You couldn't snowboard there for. Am I right
Yeah,
on that?
yeah, they held out for a while.
Fuckers.
Whatever. I don't really ride there much, so.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to travel with these big passes, you know. I mean, you could still buy a pass like up at Steamboat. If you want a Steamboat only pass, it's probably like $1,200. But you could get an Icon pass and go to Steamboat whenever you want, and group up with all these other ski areas.
That's messed up. Right. Yeah, the passes have become too cheap. I hate that I'm saying this on mic, but because I don't want them to be more expensive, but ski areas are fucking
Overrun.
Jammed, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's uncomfortable.
The little area up the street here, Lake Eldora. People hate it that the Icon pass is in there. They think it ruins it, you know. And then he's got this new 6-passenger chairlift that takes 10 minutes off the lift ride.
Yeah.
So it gets tracked pretty fast, you know. Everybody goes to the back right away, and I just stay on the front and just, you know, get a 4-minute chair ride.
Yeah.
You're doing 1,600 vert or something on that chair. And you do 10 runs in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my
get
gig
out of there.
too.
You got to get there first.
You get there first, and while everybody's like stacking up in the parking lot and trying to figure out their lattes or whatever, you're getting the fresh tracks, and then you leave before.
Yeah. It's 20 miles away. I can come back here and go to work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I have a similar setup in Vancouver.
It sounds good, but it hardly happens.
Farmer's on that program in Tahoe, right? Like he checks tires to make sure people got their snow tires on. That's his job. And then
Caltrans.
Yeah, exactly. And then he does
sitting there on the south shore checking everyone's tires.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah. How awesome is that? That's Farmer doing that shit.
That's pretty responsible.
Yeah.
For farm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was couch surfing when I was hanging with him. But he knows where to go in the morning to get the goods.
Yeah.
Before everybody's stuck in a line.
Yeah, I've ridden some good stuff in Tahoe, basically, you know.
Yeah.
Any of those neighborhoods right behind Homewood or whatever, you just drive up. You can shuttle and ride through people's backyards there.
Really?
No problem.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, was it Homewood that Dave Hatchett lives right beside? Yeah, I think it's Homewood.
I hear Kidwell and the Slasher are living together.
Keith Kimmel?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, those guys are from way back when.
Keith will do the show. He said, whenever we're in the same place, we'll do the show. Kidwell, he's a little more elusive.
Yeah.
He's on again, off again. A few years ago, he said, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then I was like, "Okay, what's your phone number?" Like,
I'm hoping to get out there this year. I mean, we usually do some trips. Like I was saying with this new pass, I don't want to pump the name a bunch of times, but
no, exactly.
I need to take off. Like last year, we took off the last couple years and get out of here and drive up to Big Sky.
Nice.
Then come down back through Jackson.
Oh.
And then get over to Snowboard. You know, it's on the same ticket.
Come on. That's
and then come back through Steamboat on the way home, you know.
Yeah.
Hot Springs in the way. And
sick.
I haven't been out to Tahoe or Cali in a while, but I'm hoping to get out there this year, you know.
Yeah, man. Well, that's a good thing about these conglomerate passes is that it promotes a bit of travel, road tripping, get out of your zone, go somewhere else.
Yeah, I love it.
You could probably come up to Canada. There's probably some Canadian things on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Jackson's so nice, hey. Who was I talking about with Jackson? Otterstrom. It can be the best day of your life. It can be the worst.
It can be 4,000 vertimobiles. Yeah. We were there in 2006, I think, before the new tram got put in, and we were driving the road there. You know, they don't plow at night, and the snow's just coming over the hood of the car.
Yeah.
And we got there. We were standing at the mountain. There was so much snow. It was ridiculous. It was fun.
I had that.
A bunch of people died that year, but.
Oh man. Yeah, I've had that same thing happen over that pass, like I was in a little Volkswagen, man, and I'm like, there's fucking snow coming up over the hood.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we gonna do? And then all of a sudden, boom, we're like where they've plowed, like right at the top of the pass.
Or something.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, thank God that, like, cause you can't stop. That was the thing. Is like, I'm like, I can't stop. If I stop, we're stuck.
Or we'll get smashed.
We'll get smashed. Like, this is petrifying. But you know what Chad was saying about Jackson, and this is something I didn't realize it's happening everywhere. Like, people are hiking the resort before it opens, right? Like,
yeah.
The first tracks now in a resort aren't going to people that have tickets.
No,
it's like
going to people that started walking when it's dark out.
Those walkboarding 3-hour walk to the top. What the fuck?
Might as well just not go to the ski area. Just bag a peak.
Get a sled. Go. Yeah. Why would you Yeah. Well, I do know why. Because it's easy to walk up a ski area. You just walk up a groomer.
Yeah, it's packed.
Yeah. You just walk up a groomer and it takes you an hour instead of 3 or whatever.
Yeah, they've got uphill access in Colorado for a lot of telly guys and stuff. And it's like,
oh.
Of course, they put the uphill access right in one of my favorite spots. So by the time I get there, it's already tracked up from people going uphill.
Right. Bummer.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, so that explains it. Because it can't have just happened. Like, you know, I've walked up the top of the hill this year, but if they would have saw me, they would have been like, get the fuck off the hill, man.
Yeah, we open at 9.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. But yeah, so telly guys would do, they would telly up.
Yeah.
It's like a pure thing, a purity thing. I'm
purist.
I am an impurist. Give me a helicopter.
That's awesome.
The helicopter would be my first choice. Second would be a sled. Third would be a cat. Fourth would be a chairlift. And then walking is not even really on the list.
It used to be before the resorts allowed us, you know. That was it.
Yeah.
You'd walk.
Yeah.
In great shape. I mean, back before they had magic carpets up the side of the half pipe.
Yeah.
You could walk that half pipe all day, you know. People like Damien would just be lapping me just because he was so amped up, you know. He'd just go right past. Like, I get like 4 runs, he'd be on his 6th or 7th, you know.
That was a hungry dude.
Yeah.
And like just a guy who wanted to go bigger than everybody else. Didn't matter if he was landing totally flat.
Oh, yeah.
Just like huge.
Some of those shots in the Palisades.
Yep.
At Squaw, or at the Palisades.
Sure.
They, him just bombing right through there, you know. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to the Palisades. I went to the Palisades because of him. And was like,
that's a walk.
Holy shit. Yeah. Well, there was a traverse. I didn't go all the way. I traversed to that first little bit. I forget where it was. There's Palisades at oh yeah, sorry, not at Squaw. I was at there's some at Sugar Bowl too.
Sugar Bowl's cool.
Dude.
I haven't been there in 15 years, but
I was like, holy shit, this is legit. Like right in the middle of a family resort.
Yeah.
There's this gnarly section of shit that's just like all has like entrances and exits. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's under the radar kind of as far as Tahoe.
Yeah. Yeah, Sugar Bowl's sweet. So how much you riding these days? You
I got like 6 mornings in already.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's great. A few up at Eldora here, and a Basin, and a couple at Copper. Yeah,
so you're still legitimately snowboarding. Is a big part of your life.
Yeah, I fired myself about 2 weeks ago. I went snowboarding. So,
yeah.
But now there's no snow. I think I'll get my job back and make some money for the next couple of weeks so I can
What do you do for work?
I have a paint contracting business.
Yeah.
So it's easy.
Yeah.
Busy as hell all summer, and then kind of falls off sometimes in the winter, but
yes.
Usually it's busy, but I just take time, you know. It's like, no, I can't do that job because I'm going to go snowboard.
Life money. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been talking about that a lot since interviewing Salter because, I mean, he's rich as fuck.
Hey, if he wants to pay me the money he should have paid me 25 years ago, I'll take it.
You know, I'm going to have to send him an email with so many people's like, hey, pay up. You know what I mean? Now that you're rich as fuck, just pay all these guys this little amount of money that you owe them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it right.
Spit in a bucket for him, but, you know, I could use the whatever X amount it was. I can't remember now.
Yeah. It was enough that at the time it pissed you the fuck off, right?
Yeah.
I wish.
It wasn't 6 digits, but it was 5 digits.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That's real money.
Yeah,
That's real money to anybody.
especially back then.
Yeah. Back then, it's a life-changing amount of money. That's a house. It's like a second house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shack.
A shack. I wish the listeners could have saw your face.
Yeah, you can't be mad for your whole life, you know.
No, of course not. Right. But at the same time, there's a reason that guy had such a terrible reputation in the industry. He ripped off a lot of people,
Yeah,
especially the riders.
Yeah.
Especially the riders. I know Megan Pischke has got worked. If I
Yeah.
started listing the people, it's gonna be
it's gonna be a big list.
a big list.
From
Yeah.
different manufacturers, yeah. Ride
Yeah.
team, Kemper team, whoever else he was playing with, or whatever other sports he was into.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That we can't end on that note, man.
Megan was riding on the aggression boards for a little while.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Yeah, she's married DCP.
Yeah,
And
good for them.
and I think they moved full time to Costa Rica. Raise their kids down there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, she was sick. When was she on the aggression team?
Late 80s. Late 80s.
Is she from down here?
I can't remember if she was from the Denver area. I can't remember.
Rad. Oh, that's
But like
dope.
her and Barrett Christie and Morgan LaFont were tight back in the day
Yeah.
in Colorado, and they were crushing all the rest of the girls.
Oh, totally. Yeah, of course.
Those were good days, for sure.
Yeah, you had a lot of fun in snowboarding, huh?
Yeah, it's something I've been doing a long time, and when you get paid to do something like that, it's fun.
Hard to
It's
go.
an accomplishment, but it's fun.
Yeah, hard to go to a 9 to 5 mentality, huh?
Yeah. I don't know how people do it, but at least the same job in the same office. I've never done that, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've always now I'm a mailman, so I just kind of set it and forget it. Show up, deliver the mail.
Nice.
But I'm thinking of retiring at 50 because of snowboarding, like just that mindset. Derek Height was a competitive half-pipe rider.
Uh-huh.
He talked about how, like, snowboarders out in the real world, like, stick out in industries like film or whatever, because we don't follow the rules. We kind of just go, like,
Yeah.
we don't suffer like people that aren't, streamlined. It's like, fuck that. I'm not doing it just because you've always done it that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it the most efficient way I can.
Yeah, room for improvement on being tied down in an office
Right.
or anything.
Yeah. Tinkering with stuff too, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think-
mean, that's one of the great things, like, when we were making boards in Boulder. You go in there and you make the thing. And and you put some pride into it and
yes.
some quality, and then go ride it.
Hell
Feel good.
yeah. Hell yeah. That's the wired thing for me is like having a board that's made 10 minutes from my house in a
Yeah.
factory I could go to any day of the week and, come up with some idea and prototype it that day. What the hell?
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm so spoiled.
Yeah, we used to have little vacuum bag set up, for quick prototypes and,
Yep.
before you even got into the cassettes and in the press and all that.
Of course. Right. That's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
You could just make something weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. Lots of weird stuff going on.
Oh, man. All right, Dave Dowd. Thank you so much for being on the show.
No problem.
I'm glad that I tracked you down.
Yeah,
and
that was awesome.
I'm
It's
glad
like,
that
what? Somebody
now-
wants to talk to me?
Oh,
All right.
hell yeah. And now I have, for me, Dave Dowd was a soft boot on the back, hard boot on the front, ice ski, happy smiling, bluebird, power riding guy. And now I know a bit about your life. It's a lot more than that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, way more. And it's still going.
Long ride, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to ride together somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know when I'll be in that direction. Maybe I'll make it to the Bank Slalom this year.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I don't know when it is, but
It's in February usually.
sometime,
Yeah. Yeah, what were the extremes?
Like free skiing now. Everybody was called the Extremes, and they had the U.S. Extremes were in Crested Butte for 6 or 8 years, and I won the first one, and then did a few more, and then I just kind of got into doing some announcing with it, some TV coverage. And
was it like live stream kind of stuff, like where you're live announcing what's going on?
No. It was shots at the event.
Yeah.
Some interviews at the event and stuff, and then you go down to the studio in Denver, and you just do some voiceover stuff.
Rad. That's fun. How did you get into that?
I just wanted to go down there, but I wasn't really competing much at that point. I had a few years off, I guess, and then just talked to some people down there. It was like, do you guys need any judges for the event or something? It's like, we got judges, but we need someone to do the commentating. So
you're like,
I just knew, I knew people from down there from
Yeah.
Old Rocky Mountain Series snowboard events. And
what was the Rocky Mountain Series? Because I've heard of that, but like, was it an amateur series or was it a pro series?
It was pro and am.
Pro am,
both,
yeah.
And there's like 5 or 6 of them in Colorado. And we get people from all over coming in. The Utah crew would come over, and then they had other stuff. They had a series in Cali and series all over.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty much all amateur series. All the different groups get points to go to the U.S. Nationals and for the amateurs.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Series is fun though. Used to make money.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, those old contest series, you could actually make some
OP
serious.
Canadian tour.
Yeah.
I made some money there. Never cashed it in the U.S. though. I always seem to spend it up there.
That's pretty epic, man. Yeah. Fucking kids these days don't have, like, pros these days. They don't make much money. No. And there's not an avenue for it. They don't have the contest series. Sponsorship deals aren't
Most
lucrative.
of them are from a background where there's some money.
That is true.
Most of them come out of academies, ski academies and stuff these days.
A coaching situation, yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. From what I see, like I just interviewed Mikey Cicerelli, and I think he's 22, young. Mm-hmm. He's excited about snowboarding. He's just moved into the backcountry from competing, and he had a coach when he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's where you got to be on the Burton A team at this point.
Yeah. First time I had a coach, I was probably 1990.
Yeah.
Which was probably 26.
Was it Jerry Masterpool and like the Cross M shit or?
No, I know Jerry, and
yeah.
He'd let us run some of his courses. A couple of us, like me and Delaney, would be at these events, and we didn't really have a coach or anything. It's like, Jerry, you mind if we educate your guys real quick? Do a quick clinic for a warm up. He's like, sure, go ahead, hit it a couple times.
Nice.
But I had this guy Rob Roy, who coached for a while.
Yeah.
He was with Chris Klug through the Olympics and all that stuff.
Sick.
This guy out of Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
Did some training with him, but some other, that was like the biggest name guy. But before that, it was just we just get together and get your video camera out and critique each other.
Yeah. Ride every day
ride every day.
That's it. You got to just ride every day.
Yeah.
If you're going to compete, I think that's what it seems like to me. Is if you ride every day, then you're on your board. You know your board. You're good.
Yeah, you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
If you want to be the best, you got to do it every day for sure. It's training.
Yeah.
Train the body and the mind. Sharpen the edges a little bit.
Hell yeah. All right. Thanks, Dave.
No problem. Thank you.
That's awesome. Your breakfast smells so good. I gotta go rap on Pat A's door, and I'm going down to West Denver or something to meet up with Tracy. Oh yeah, and I'm popping by Pappas's place on the way. He's got a house now. Hey, George.
Yeah.
It's sick, huh?
Yeah. Everybody. There's still a group of people around here that ride, but It's not like we all get together and go all the time, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, life gets in the way.
Yeah.
You guys should do a Colorado, definitely a Boulder get together. There's so many legends here. It's nuts.
Yeah, there's a handful for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know who all lives here now. I mean, it's such a population explosion, but
Yeah. Awesome, but
still nice though.
thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. FnRad shoutouts this week to Dave Dowd and his wife. You guys were awesome, and that breakfast made my trip. Thank you very, very much. Shane Austin rips grouse on a custom wired Recon. You heard him talking about it on the show last year, and now he's bought himself a chase. Saw the custom graphic today, and it looks wicked. Listener Jamie Shaw sent a generous gift from the goodness of his heart, along with a wonderful message of appreciation for the show. Thank you very much, Jamie. It means a lot to me. Be sure to come back next week for another episode of the FnRad Snowboard Podcast, presented by Vans and brought to you by SIA Productions.